Welcome to the Power of J Skull, partner.
Yes, I'm looking forward to watching another He-Man episode tonight on the Power of J Skull. That's what we're doing, right?
Oh, this guy, yeah.
This guy. We're going He-Man adjacent, part of the same production family. I don't know how this came up. Bravestarr. We're talking Bravestarr.
Yeah, and of course, I'm sure everybody at home is saying, who? Bravestarr. Bravestarr was the last series produced by Filmation, and this is basically He-Man's cousin, if you ask me. I honestly think that if the show would have lasted another season, we would have had a crossover of sorts, because you know that they were thinking about doing it. But this is basically Firefly before Firefly. It is a science fiction Western. It's got some amazing world building and some interesting characters. This is probably one of, I don't want to give out too much right away, but I will say this is definitely one of the more interesting groups of concepts and characters that I have seen from 80s animation in a long time. It's just too bad about the rest of it.
Yeah, I will agree. I will say visually and conceptually, it is ahead of its game in many ways. It's also one of the out of the Filmation series, and I will say this for Ghostbusters as well. Their animation quality at this point is very good. For the mid '80s, it's very good. I certainly think this is beautiful to look at in the scale of Filmation series, for sure.
Yeah, Bravestarr's animation, especially for Filmation, who's known for recycling cells and everything, is quite. I think I even said it in the chat. I'm like, this animation is beautiful. They're
not
moments
reusing scenes.
no, all of its new cells. Whenever we first meet 3030, for example, this guy right here, the animation on his face and his body is amazing. It looks better than some of the, I mean, obviously not Disney, but some of Disney's direct-to-video movies. It looks better than that. And the use of shadows and the character designs and everything, I was shook. I was not expecting the animation to look this beautiful. It was almost like heavy metal in some places. Yeah. And I love that.
What's interesting about this little-known series, but what's more interesting about the movie that we're watching, which is known as Bravestarr the movie, Bravestarr the Legend in Europe, and the Legend of Bravestarr in the Philippines. In Australia, we would have just called it Bloke and Talking Horse.
Holy crap! Look at the horse. It's got a gun and it's talking. That's freaking amazing.
But this is actually was not. Most people would guess that this movie was, like they've normally done, take 4 or 5 episodes, the first 4 or 5 episodes, mash them together, and we have a movie. No, this movie was produced and made after the series.
Yes.
And really behaves as a prequel movie.
Yeah, I honestly thought that this was the pilot, but no, they were just like, you know what would be awesome? Let's make a movie. But let's make it a prequel movie. Won't that be neat? I was super confused whenever I heard that, but I thought it was going to be like a Batman the movie type of thing where they were going to release it before the series, but it got delayed, and so they released it after like the second season or something. But nope. They knowingly went back and made a prequel. I don't know. Maybe that's why these characters feel better developed than what I thought that they would be, because they are.
They are. And that is the strength of it. They are very well fleshed out. The voice talent is excellent again, including a man that we may know of who gets a voice in this series. And if you can't hear it, I don't know what's wrong with you, but our good man Alan, Mr. Oppenheimer.
Alan Oppenheimer, absolutely. I recognized him right away because he voices 2 characters.
Yeah.
He voices the evil Stampede, and then he voices the bartender who looks like he's had one facelift too many. So he's got kind of one of these things going. You don't need to come in here, Bravestarr. I only have a clean establishment.
It's interesting because the movie is kind of it kind of gives the story of their gold, which is a good place for it to start because we're talking about the Wild West. And why are they out there in the Wild West? If it's not for land, it would be for gold, but it's not gold. It's called helium.
Yes.
It's the main plot throughout the entire series. Helium plays a big part.
Yes, because one little piece of curium can fuel a starship for a year. Yeah, makes me wonder how many friggin' starships are out there.
There would be a few. There would be a few. And we also get to see the origin of the main villain, the Skeletor of the series, as such.
Tex Hex.
Tex Hex.
Tex Hex. Okay, so I have to do something real quick.
Yeah,
we're both big Star Trek fans and big fans of the He-Man Filmation universe. Tell me you didn't think this.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just kept thinking Tex Hex retired and became the Federation president and called everyone a dumbass.
Yeah, that's it. He ended up becoming sheriff and then mayor of that town and then went for the Senate and found himself president. There you go. It's so weird to watch a movie when you know that's a prequel because it's so much about introducing all the characters, including JB, the strong female character and judge of the series, which I like the idea of her being the judge. I thought that's an interesting character to have.
You know, whenever we first started reviewing He-Man episodes, I remarked about how good of a character Teela was, especially for a 1980s children's show, that she was a strong female hero without any of the look at the strong female hero. She was just simply one of the guys doing her job. She was good at it. She was respected at it. And she would go toe to toe with Skeletor in a second. She might not always win, but she always gave it a shot. Filmation does really good, strong female characters. JB is another example. She's a little bit lovesick a couple of times, which is kind of annoying, especially, because watching Filmation, you're just like, oh, really? No, don't really. But overall, I really enjoyed her character because at first I didn't think I was going to.
Well, think of it like this. She doesn't get her strength from her physical action. We get her strength because she is a judge.
Yes.
She's also the smartest person in the room at any point throughout this entire movie. So I think that's wonderful. Absolutely.
I love that whenever I love when Bravestarr and 3030 are in the same room. They've both got two brain cells together and both of them are competing for second place.
Yeah. We've got to say that about Bravestarr. He isn't the brightest branch, is he?
He's not. He's not. But you know what? I liked that because, okay, I keep going back to He-Man, but you can't make a show like this from Filmation and not bring it back to He-Man. He-Man is an almost infallible character. He has got a good heart. He believes in nonviolence. He is basically Filmation Jesus.
Yeah.
Then here comes Bravestarr. And I say this with nothing but admiration for the way that they created this character. Bravestarr he's a screw up. He is arrogant. He is kind of way too sure of himself. And through it all, I really like that. I like that they made this guy a completely fallible character. So much 100%. So that he's almost his own worst enemy in this show. And it's so funny because I don't think that they kept that in the series. From what little I remember, Bravestarr basically becomes yes, children, don't do drugs. Drugs are bad, and if you do bad things, you'll die. Because they did kill a kid on this show. Straight up killed a kid. Bravestarr killed a kid.
Well,
we need to watch that.
It happens.
It does. Hey, you know what? I didn't touch drugs because of that episode. I was like, I kind of want to try marijuana. The kids did. Oh my God, I don't want to try it anymore.
It was Generation X's verse of Reefer Madness.
Yes.
Yeah,
It was just
30-30. Let's get
don't
into
snort
30-30.
Carium, kids.
He is a great ally, and I fell in love with him immediately. Like straight away, I'm watching and going, "Where is my action figure of 30-30? I need it. Did they make one, and why don't I own it already?"
I actually got on eBay because I wanted a 30-30. So I was like, I wonder if I can find one. I looked it up, and oh my god, the action figure looks so bad.
Oh,
it looks so bad. I was heartbroken. I was just like, no, NECA, can you make me a 30-30 character? I don't care about Bravestarr, Tex Hex, or JB or those stupid prairie people. I just want a 30-30 action figure. Yeah, definitely my second highest favorite character in the show. I do have a favorite character. I'm going to get to him in just a minute.
Well, it was
30-30 was so much fun. And I loved his introduction. The fact that they introduce him and he's just beating the hell out of Bravestarr. And he's got such great facial expressions during that entire fight. And I always love the way that they always like the good characters are always like, I thought that you weren't evil, but I know you are evil now. I love the fact that nobody actually talks that way unless you're a character from the 1980s. Love this guy. Great design. Something about the idea of a regular horse becoming an anthropomorphic horse by doing like the battle cat thing. and a gigantic blunderbuss. I love this character. I want a spinoff with just 30-30.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially that opening scene, like you said. Even when Bravestarr puts his hand out to kind of think, 30-30, make sure he gets one more in. Wow.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Are we even? Now we're even. Oh, and the voice actor, I don't know who did the voice, but perfect. I didn't even mind the whole stuff that he was doing.
Now, your impression of the shaman. What did you think of the shaman?
A bit cliche, but I really, really, really respect the hell out of this show for making Bravestarr indigenous. I respect that so much that I kind of overlook the whole, I can't remember the name of the character from Reservation Dogs. I can't remember the name of the character.
Oh yeah, okay,
But I respect this show so much, not only for making their character an indigenous man, but for not calling attention to it, except through the culture that he resides in. Nobody ever go, well, you're just some Indian. Why should we listen to you? No, it's just basically, oh yeah, he's brown. Look at that. Okay, let's continue.
No one owns a casino. None of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
I think there was actually a genuine effort in there, maybe limited knowledge base of that time period, to really treat that with respect. I mean, they didn't get 100% right, but I feel like their intention was to be as respectful as possible in that cartoon format. So yes, I give it props. Your favorite character? Let's name him, because I'm running out of characters to talk about here.
The Undertaker robot was my favorite character, and he doesn't have a single line, but the running gag of every time something bad's about to happen, and he's just sitting in the background going, I laughed every single time I saw this stupid thing. Every single time. Everybody would run in different directions in panic, and he would just be sitting there just...
And obviously the running gag of him in background scenes measuring up people.
Oh, absolutely.
He measures a kid in this film.
Well, this show kills children. This show murders children.
Yeah.
That's what this video should be titled. Bravestarr murders children. No, let's wait until we actually do that episode. Bravestarr murders a child. There we go. 10,000 hits on YouTube. I'm choking.
Okay, the little cutesy mole people is very much a byproduct of 80s animation. We've got to have our super cute characters. Although in the beginning, I'm thinking, oh God, how dumb are they? But no, they're very well established society, very functional, bit too cute.
I hate them.
Yeah, I hate them. Yeah, like they're so very cute.
Just,
yeah.
Hey, Marshal Bravestarr, we're the flowy people. We can fix everything, but nobody likes us.
It's okay. While they're around, if anybody insults you, I'll shoot them in the knees.
30-30's just going, just let me take out one of them. Just one of them.
Marshall accidentally stepped on one again. It's okay, 30-30. Here, have an apple.
Which is weird for a show like this because you're not marketing to the under 10s with this show. I think you're marketing to the 10 to 12 range for boys, probably. So it's weird that you go for such a cutesy design within this. I mean, He-Man danced with it with Orko, but I mean, obviously She-Ra just went all out with their cutesy characters. But, I wouldn't have thought that they would have gone that way, but they did.
Yeah, I think it's kind of strange how they treated the Native American character with such respect and then turned around and had a Native American surrogate species to be the Indians to their cowboys.
Yeah.
I just found them so irritating. I thought the design was very basic and the voices were too babyish. Every time they were on screen, I didn't like them. I just instantly.
The show doesn't need them either.
It doesn't. It doesn't need them.
You got your townspeople. You could really would have focused on that community rather than this subterranean, weird, fuzzy subspecies. Then, really, they're a subspecies.
I guess I thought that they were the natives of the planet. I don't know.
But if they're the natives,
have no idea.
I hope they're not. Well, if they are the natives, then wow. Then wow. Yeah, if they're really the natives.
We need to watch more episodes of this show. We need some clarification. I want to know if the quality continues through the show. I kind of think it won't. I kind of think we'll get that limited recycled animation that we saw in He-Man, but I'm curious. I'm curious to see more of this.
Yeah. It's like,
I don't know if you can hear that through my. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if you can hear that through my microphone, but God is angry with me. How dare you insult the prairie people? They're my favorite.
There's even an evil one, isn't there? The sidekick to.
Yeah, and he's smoking a cigar.
Yes.
This is definitely an 80s cartoon.
Definitely.
Look, kids, smoking is cool.
Oh. And don't forget Deputy Fuzz. Deputy Fuzz.
I'm trying to forget.
They weren't even trying when they come up with names for these characters. They weren't trying.
No, they really weren't.
Fuzz, my name is Fuzz.
Yeah.
In saying it, though, it is not a hard movie to watch. I found myself on board, enjoying it, enjoying most of the characters, thinking Bravestarr is a character I'd like to see a lot more of, honestly.
I
him and 30-30 as a team up.
I think that the character and world building in this movie is good. Again, I didn't know that this was not the first thing, but that's my thought was the characters and world building in this movie was good. And then there's everything else because I think the story was stretched out over 90 minutes when it should have only been 30. I really thought it dragged there at the end. And it became, I really felt like it, especially in the last 45 minutes, it really dragged out and it got really hard to watch.
Yeah, okay. I didn't mind it. I kind of enjoyed it all the way through. But they did it in reverse where you feel like they've made this movie also thinking, we'll just cut it up afterwards and throw it on as a continuing series. But, nevertheless, no. There you go. But I'm glad we watched it, and I would be keen to watch some more episodes. So maybe on the Power of J Scott, we'll
dive
into.
I want to see more.
What do you reckon? Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Let's watch. Some, you know what? We need to watch some more classic He-Man episodes too. So
we do,
and of course,
we do.
I also think we need to just look at more Filmation series because you were mentioning Ghostbusters, not the real Ghostbusters, but Ghostbusters, which incidentally is where this guy came from.
Wow.
Tex Hex started as he evolved from a character design that they created for a ghost cowboy on Ghostbusters.
There you go.
Now, we're not talking the real Ghostbusters. We're talking about the one with the monkey.
Which people would be anti, I know, but the reviews generally for that is it's a very good show.
I
actually had some quality storylines.
I've seen the first 5 episodes because they were all a 5-part episode. I was curious one day and watched it. I didn't hate it. I mean, the whole time I'm just like, this isn't really Ghostbusters, but it's good.
Well, maybe we'll do that. Maybe.
Yeah, technically they existed before, Ghostbusters did, but, whatever. It's fine.
Well, maybe that's the future of this show, guys. Well, we're going to look at all these different Filmation shows, including He-Man, of course, which the show is named after. And we'll just keep going back and revisiting this stuff and relive some childhood. Filmation did some live action series too. So,
yes, they did. Yes, they did. Jason of Star Command.
Hell yes, Jason of Star Command. Who didn't love that when they were 4? I loved it when I was 4.
He had a little robot.
He did.
Little wind-up robots. We bought this at the store for $3. Now it's our Deus Ex Machina.
And a pretty damn fine engineer, if I remember correctly.
Indeed, yes. Although I don't know what happened to his accent.
No, I don't know either. Maybe that was contractually obligated to lose that accent.
Yep.
All right.
Are you hearing this by any chance? Are you hearing
I am.
this?
I'm trying to tie up the show so you just don't go to black on screen.
Well, I'm... Okay. Well, I don't know if you can see that, but my lights are flickering now.
Yes.
Also, the house just landed on a witch and everything's in color.
Oh, wow. Right. Yeah, there should be a road you can follow out the front. Yeah.
I want to go down the red one to see where it goes.
That's it. All right, guys. That's it for Power of Jace Gold this week. I've been VHS Jace. That's still Jason Roy Gaston for now. And we'll see you guys next time on the Power of
J Skull, partner.
Excellent. See you guys then. Wow. You're not going to get struck by lightning, are you?
Oh, I probably will, but you know what? I think I'll deserve it.
You might turn into the Flash. So rub yourself some chemicals first.
I don't know. The only Flash I do is whenever I walk out on the lawn to get my newspaper and my robe blows open.